If you have replaced a cordless tool battery in the last 3 years, you did not make a purchase. You made a subscription payment, and the company that sold you that tool designed it that way. The average Milwaukee M18 replacement battery now costs $199 to $279 at Home Depot. That is more than the drill it powers. You are not buying a tool anymore. You are buying a temporary license to operate a tool until the battery dies and the manufacturer collects the next payment. This is not a defect. This is a business model. Today I am going to show you exactly how it works, who is profiting, and what the industry does not want you to know about the cheap engineering hiding inside those expensive battery packs. Here is the math they do not want you to see. A professional tradesman running Milwaukee M18 full-time will burn through a battery pack every 12 to 18 months. At $199 to $279 per battery, that is $200 to $560 a year in battery replacements alone. Over 5 years, you will spend more on batteries than you spent on every tool in your bag combined. Replacement batteries carry profit margins between 30 and 40% for the manufacturer. The tools themselves run 15 to 20%. The tool is the bait and the battery is the trap. But the price tag is not the worst part. The worst part is what is inside the pack. In November 2025, Hackaday published a teardown investigation titled "Expensive Batteries Hide Cheap Tricks." Independent researchers cracked open Milwaukee M18 battery packs and discovered something that should make every tradesman furious. The battery management chip inside the pack has the hardware capability for cell balancing. Cell balancing is the process that keeps all 5 lithium cells inside the pack at equal voltage levels. It is the single most important factor in battery longevity. When one cell drifts low, the entire pack is flagged as dead, even though 4 of the 5 cells are perfectly healthy. Milwaukee has the hardware to prevent this. The chip supports it. The circuitry is wired for it. But the balancing function is disabled. It is turned off. The microcontroller inside your $229 battery pack only communicates status information. It watches your cells die unevenly and does nothing. A $3 balancing circuit would double the usable life of the pack. They chose not to include it. That is not an engineering oversight. That is a business decision. A battery that lasts twice as long is a battery that gets replaced half as often. A battery that gets replaced half as often cuts their most profitable product line in half. But the balancing chip is just the symptom. The disease is the entire proprietary battery ecosystem that every major tool manufacturer has deliberately constructed to turn you into a captive customer. There is a reason the European Union just declared war on this exact practice, while the United States did nothing. Every major cordless tool manufacturer operates a walled garden. Milwaukee runs M18 and M12. DeWalt runs 20V Max and FlexVolt. Makita runs 18V LXT and 40V XGT. Bosch, Ryobi, and Rigid. Every single one of them uses a proprietary battery interface, a proprietary communication protocol, and a proprietary form factor that is physically incompatible with every other brand on the shelf. This is not about engineering, it is about captivity. Industry analysts call it a 10-year decision. Once you buy your first drill and 2 batteries from Milwaukee, you are locked in. Your next saw, your next grinder, your next impact driver, they all have to be Milwaukee. Not because Milwaukee makes the best grinder, but because you already own $600 worth of red batteries and you cannot afford to start over in yellow. The batteries represent 40 to 60% of the total cost of any cordless toolkit. Switching platforms means abandoning every battery you own and rebuying from zero. They have engineered the financial equivalent of a Roach Motel. You check in, you do not check out. And every one of these companies knows the cells inside their proprietary packs are the same. Samsung, LG, Molecule, Murata. The same cylindrical 18650 and 21700 lithium cells sit inside a Milwaukee pack, a DeWalt pack, and a Makita pack. The chemistry is identical. The manufacturing is identical. The only thing that is different is the plastic shell and the software handshake that locks you into one ecosystem. They are not selling you superior battery technology. They are selling you a proprietary plastic housing with a digital padlock. Now here is the part that should make you furious. The European Union saw this problem and acted. In July 2023, the EU passed Regulation 2023-1542, the new batteries regulation. Starting February 2027, every portable battery sold in the European Union must be readily removable and replaceable by the end user using standard tools. Manufacturers must supply replacement batteries for a minimum of 5 years after the last unit ships, and those replacements must be offered at reasonable and non-discriminatory prices. The European Union looked at the power tool battery market and called it what it is, a subscription trap, and they legislated it out of existence. The United States has passed nothing. No federal battery standardization, no removability mandate, no pricing requirements. The American consumer is still locked inside the walled garden while European tradesmen are getting the key to walk out. Ask yourself why. Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Stanley Black & Decker spend millions lobbying in Washington every year. They do not want a universal battery standard. A universal battery standard would let you buy a $40 third-party battery instead of a $229 proprietary one. It would let you switch brands without abandoning your entire investment. It would destroy the most profitable product category in the power tool industry. So what do? You stop being a passive subscriber. First, buy corded tools for anything that sits in your shop. A corded drill press, a corded bench grinder, a corded miter saw. They cost less, they run harder, and they never ask you for a $229 battery replacement. Second, if you must go cordless, choose your platform once and stop. Do not split across brands. One battery ecosystem, one charger, maximum efficiency, minimum waste. Third, learn to rebuild your own packs. The cells inside your dead battery are commodity parts. Samsung 2100 cell cost $4 to $7 each. A 5-cell replacement set costs $25 to $35. Independent repair channels and communities like the DIY Solar Power Forum have published complete teardown and rebuild guides for Milwaukee M18 packs. The manufacturers do not want you to know this is possible. They want you to believe the battery is a sealed, unrepairable black box. It is not. It is 5 commodity cells and a circuit board. Fourth, support right to repair legislation in your state. Push for the same battery removability and standardization laws that Europe has already passed. The technology exists. The cells are universal. The only thing preventing a standard battery platform is the profit motive of 3 corporations. Every time you throw away a dead battery pack and buy a new one at full price, you are not maintaining your tools. You are making a subscription payment to a company that deliberately engineered that battery to die faster than it should. If you are learning something from this, hit subscribe. I cover the engineering scams and financial traps hidden inside your workshop every single week. The battery racket is not the only way tool manufacturers are draining your wallet. The exact same planned obsolescence playbook is being run right now on the brushless motors inside your cordless tools. If you want to see why a $400 impact driver is engineered to fail at 18 months, click the video on your screen right now.